Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today, very long-awaited day. I'm going to be going over the SH Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy Gear 5. Now, I've been waiting for this figure as soon as it came out, as soon as the pre-orders went up, like all the announcements and stuff. I knew I had to get this figure. It's been my anticipated figure of the year. I'm not so sure about that right now, but I'm sure you guys have definitely heard about some people saying that this figure's garbage or it's not that good. Nation's wasted their resources. Don't listen to that. Wait until you have the figure in your own hands, you know, for your opinions to be formed. This figure is honestly really great. It's a really good figure. It does have its problems for sure. We'll talk about that and everything, but I think this time around, I was gonna say the bad. No, the good greatly outweighs the bad. Which I'm very happy to say. This is a really good release. There are problems. We'll go over that and everything, all the good stuff and the bad stuff. But first, let's take a look at the box really quick. So pretty standard one piece SH Figuarts packaging. It does have the purple color in the background, which I like. I always really like the whatchamacallit, the white paired with purple. So I like that a lot. Just pretty standard. It's got the title of the figure, Monkey D. Luffy Gear 5. It's gonna picture of the figure on the front here, and then it's got the Toei Animation quality seal. I did get this imported from Japan, so the ones that are imported, those are golden, the stickers. So I did get this one from Japan. I got it from Ami Ami. I wasn't so sure about Ami Ami at first, but yeah, they're legit. You guys can definitely pre-order and buy your figures off of that website. And then it's got the Nation's quality seal, of course. And then on the side, it's got another picture of the figure with the name of the character, and then some more sample poses on the side and the back. And then another picture of the character on the bottom. Really quick question of the day. I think I might have asked you guys this already. What is your favorite gear, like Luffy's gears? Honestly, I'm always gonna be a fan of Gear 2 or Gear Second, however you want to call it. It's just it's such a cool power up, man. And I wasn't expecting it either. When he took out Bruno in like 5 punches, that was so cool. And he still had his trump card and everything, Gear 3rd. So yeah, I think Gear 2nd is my favorite gear, but I am a huge fan of Gear 5. I know some people won't like it. I know some people really don't like it, for whatever reason, but I think it fits Luffy's character perfectly. But yeah, I think Gear 2nd is my favorite gear for Luffy. Yeah, and happy belated birthday to Luffy. It was May 5th, which, fun fact, May 5th is National Laughter Day or something like that, which that's perfect, man. That I would have definitely did that on purpose. Let's get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. So there he is off the stand. This is the way he comes out of the package, with that laughing, smiling face, and then these two relaxed hands. But I gotta say, if there's one thing that this figure did really well, like totally on point, it's the details and everything and the sculpt. It's really great. It's a really good looking figure. I really like everything they did with this figure. Honestly, I don't see any shading at all. I mean, you can probably see some here on the pants, because they are a bit of a darker color, I think. Because these pants are orange and then the top is red. But yeah, you can see a little bit of shading, and then some here on the legs and the arms, and the sculpting and everything is really good. I really like the sculpting, especially for the Zoan cloud scarf, and then Luffy's hair. it's really good sculpting. I love the way this figure looks. It looks perfect, honestly. And I think the accessories look even better. I don't know if I really like the choice they went for the cloud scarf though. It's a translucent kind of plastic. You could tell on the prototype, which was they announced that they were making a figure of this character way back in July of last year, I think. Um, but it was a prototype, of course, and you could see that it was like a solid white kind of plastic. But they decided going with the translucent white. I don't know if I like the translucent or if I would have liked like the solid matte finish white. I would have to see those two different whatchamacallit, those two different versions of this figure side by side to see. But it was pretty much like this kind of solid plastic white for the cloud scarf. But honestly, it looks really great either way. I just don't know if I prefer the translucent or the solid white. But the details and everything, they're on point. He does have his hat hanging on the back. I guess you could count it as an accessory. But I'm pretty sure you can have this on the Onigashima Luffy. I think I'll probably do a comparison of these two when it comes to the articulation later on in the video. But yeah, so far this figure is really well done when it comes to the sculpting and everything. I don't honestly have no problems with it. It looks perfect. It looks exactly the way it's supposed to. I think I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. So moving on to the accessories, and I think this is the best part of the figure. This is where you definitely get your money's worth. They knock it out of the park with the accessories, honestly, man. So like I showed you guys earlier, he does come out of the box with this laughing face, which is that's perfect. It looks really great. I love the sculpting and the detail and everything for that one. And then he does come with these relaxed grabby hands, or yeah, they're more like relaxed. He does have some more reaching out hands. I'll show you guys those right now. So in total, he does come with let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different pairs of hands, 5 different faceplates, and a separate head for the Onigashima Luffy. So I'll show you guys those right now. He does come with this really funny teeth gritting face. I love the exaggeration on these faces. That looks perfect. And then he does come with this this smiling, sort of devilish looking face. It looks perfect. And then this laughing face. And then just to round it all off, it did come with this eyes popping out face with the tongue. Super iconic, like goofy Looney Tunes type of face. That looks perfect, man. I really love the way this one came out. And then he does come with a separate head for the Onigashima Luffy, where he's just about transforming, where he's knocked out by Kaido. So I like that touch, but I really don't see myself using this. This looks really great, honestly. It's a really good looking head. There is some shading on the hair, like the tip of the hair. There's some white. You can see it there. He's just about transforming into Nika. And then for the hands, he does come with those relaxed hands, and then he does come with 2 holding hands for the one of the accessories that I'm about to show you. 2 reaching out hands, and then 2 fist hands. So really good spread of hands, not a lot, but just enough to give you some really good options. And then he does come with the Goma Goma no Kaminari, or the Gum Gum Lightning effect. This was perfect, man. Really, the figure could have done without this. They didn't have to put this with the figure. But I'm really glad they did. This looks really great. I love the way this looks. Oh, yeah, and it splits up into 2 pieces. To make it easier. I'm not sure if you can see it just right because the wall is blue, but yeah, it's a really good accessory. I love this part of the figure. So you split it in half just like that, and then insert it into the hands, and then put it back together. And then probably my favorite part of the accessories, he finally comes with gum arms. So a big selling point behind this figure, I'll get to it right now. I'm not sure if it was the best choice, honestly, but he does have rubber and wire limbs, so you can move it however you want, just perfectly here at the arm too. Really, however you want, and they work really well. And then any of the hands can attach to the pegs at the end. So this is a really good spread of accessories. And I almost did forget, but he does come with a stand, which is really crazy. There's not a lot of figures really do come with stands. So it just comes with a regular stand. It doesn't come with a crotch piece. It's already put together, so you don't have to worry about that. But this is a really good addition. I think the main reason they put a stand is because Luffy is almost never on his feet on the ground. He's almost always in the air while he's fighting. Which I think leads to another problem with this figure. You can't really get it to stand up just right. And the cloud scarf fell off. That's one part of the figure that kind of... I'll just keep this off right now for the articulation part. But yeah, it's kind of hard to get this guy standing because, he doesn't have regular joints. You have to mess around with the feet a little bit. But yeah, most of the poses that Luffy pulls in Gear 5 are going to be like in the air. So I'm really glad they put this little addition. Honestly, I don't know what would have been missing for the accessories. They look really great, and they're all really great just in general. I really like all the accessories. There's nothing I really think would be missing except for maybe I don't know. I really don't know. The accessories are really well done. I think I'm gonna have to give the accessories, maybe, I'm not sure about a total 10 out of 10, but definitely a 9. I'm gonna go with 9 for the accessories. 9 out of 10. So moving on to the articulation, you can see I got rid of the Zoan cloud scarf. This is removable, by the way. I thought it was sculpted onto the figure, but yeah, it is removable, and it does get in the way of the articulation just a little bit. But we'll get onto that right now. Just going onto the regular figure articulation. So moving on to the head, you do get really good movement. There is neck movement. There is a little bit of gapping, but not too much. I want to say it's on a double ball peg, but you get really good movement. I don't really have to explain anymore. Just looking, take a look at how good the movement is. You can get it in any pose you want. There's no hindrance by the hair because all of it's sticking all the way up into the air. But it's really good head articulation. And then moving on to the arms. Honestly, the arms are a little bit better than I thought they would be. I thought they would have some trouble finding a way to do the arms, but I think these arms are a bit better than the Onigashima Luffy. So you can get the arms all the way up like that. You do have some really good butterfly joints, actually. What the heck? I hadn't noticed this. So yeah, you can get them sort of in the middle. But yeah, and then they go backwards about that far, which is actually really good. I hadn't noticed that. You do get some gapping, but you do get some good articulation in return. I'm gonna do the legs and arms at the end because they do get on my nerves just a little bit. But moving on to the torso articulation, really good, pretty standard for the Luffy figure. The Onigashima Luffy had really good torso articulation. And then really quick, his shirt here is a rubber piece. I don't know if the Onigashima Luffy had a rubber piece for the shirt. I don't think it did, actually. It might have been a soft plastic, but not as soft as this. So the shirt isn't going to get in the way of the articulation. You can move it side to side, about that much. Really good. Turn it all the way, maybe not all the way around, but he does get really good forward and back articulation. So You're gonna get some really good movement out of the torso. And then here the sash is a little bit different from the Onigashima Luffy. It is a bit more wavy. And I am gonna say it does get in the way just a little bit, but it is articulated. You can move it in the way, out of the way for a wind blowing effect if you want. But the sculpting here is really well done. And then moving on to the legs, which is where it suffers just a little bit. So moving on to the splits, you can only get them about that far, not very good at all. And then the legs, just about that much, not very good either. Honestly, I don't know what they were thinking making this kind of design for the legs. It looks fine. Like close up, you can kind of see that it looks a little off, but maybe from here where you guys can see, it looks just fine. But it doesn't work the best. So it moves up about that much, and it moves back about that much. So yeah, not a lot of really good movement for the legs, which kind of sucks. I'm not sure why they went for such a different design from the Onigashima Luffy. I actually can't figure out why they went with a different design. They could have just done the same legs from the older Luffy and just painted them white. That's really all they had to do. And then I do like this. This is something that that was kind of left behind, maybe when they were working on the Onigashima Luffy, because he does have the pins here for this to move up and down, but they don't move up and down for some reason, which is kind of odd. I'm not sure, like I've talked about in that video, but I'm not sure if they wanted to do this and then they just stopped like midway through production on the figure, and then just left this behind, because he does have these on the Onigashima Luffy, but they don't move up and down. So I'm not sure what that was all about. But hopefully they can keep going. I know the East Blue Luffy is gonna have this. They make that very clear in the promo photos, just to show you that articulation is not gonna be a problem. But yeah, the leg articulation, this is fine. Okay, I could do with that, but the going up and going down, it's not very good at all, which kind of sucks. I will get into some solutions later on in the video, but really quick, I wanted to show you guys how how far the arms go with the bendy wire. Whoa, something chipped off. What the heck? I really hope that I don't know if you guys saw that. I really hope that wasn't part of the figure. But he does have double ball pegs, to switch out between these and the regular arms. So obviously a big selling point behind this figure are the rubber wire limbs, which are just a little bit hard to work around with. It does have the R and the L for right and left inside of the arm, so that's not going to be a problem. But I'm not sure if it's just mine, but the arms are really tough to get into poses. I'm not really sure why that is. So just really quick, to give you guys a better understanding of the articulation, you can get it into you can move this arm piece right here, this little bit of the arm. You can move that. That is articulated, or what is articulated, it's there. And then the same goes for the other arm. But yeah, you can only get it just barely 90 degrees, which kind of really sucks. That's why I say, I don't know if it was well, you can get it into a little bit more, but then it sets back into place. That's why I say, I don't know if it was the best decision to do rubber wire. And then really quick, one problem that I did have with my figure is that for the feet too, the ball joints here, they're more like ball pegs. They don't move. They don't swivel, the ball pegs themselves. For some reason, I don't know if it's just mine or if that's the way the figure was designed, but that's that's a really bad decision. I'm not exactly sure why they did that, or I don't know. Maybe it's just mine. I'm not exactly sure. And then another problem I did have was the ball pegs splitting in half. So these are two different parts. But I'm not sure why they kept this part of the ball peg, like having it into two different parts put together. If this wasn't gonna move at all. So let me see if I can show you guys. I tried to, you see, and then the ball pegs, they snap in half, which is really bad design. I'm not sure why they went with that design. I did have this problem with my Kakashi figure, but that figure's old. I've had it for about a little bit over a year. And I've only had this figure for like 3 days, and I'm already having problems with the articulation. So yeah, I don't know if it was the best decision to get it into or to do like the rubber wire, because this definitely hindered the articulation for the hands for sure. But yeah, I don't know if it's the same for these. I haven't really messed around with these arms that much. But I already showed you guys the articulation on these. These work really great. I can't say the same for these. I'm gonna keep them like that for now, just to show you guys the leg articulation. This one is not as bad. But there you do have the same problem with the ankle joint here. You can't like you can't move it. I don't know if it's just mine, but you can't move the freaking ball. You see, it's just stuck in place for some reason, and uh because of that, you don't get pretty much any ankle rocker unless you move the feet like this to the side. So I'll get it. Well, I'm already onto the leg articulation. So you can move these up for better, bendy wire articulation. And then he does get the legs pretty good. You can bend it pretty far back and then pretty far forward if you really want to. So that goes the same for the other leg. And then moving on to the feet, like I said, because of the way these ball pegs were designed, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have the same problem as the arms, where the ball peg splits in half if you stress it too much. But because of the way this is designed, you can't move the ball joint, right? And you have basically no ankle rocker unless you move the foot like that, which is completely impractical. But for what it is, the feet articulation is pretty good going up and down. But there's no toe hinge. I don't. They made so many weird decisions with this figure. So there's no toe hinge for some reason. It doesn't make sense. I'm not really sure what they're thinking doing this line. I guess you could probably switch out the ankle articulation for the articulation you do get in the legs. I forgot to mention this, but you can move this all the way around. So I guess that makes up for no ankle rocker. So yeah, the articulation is not very good by itself. Okay, I say by itself because I completely forgot the guy's YouTube channel. But I saw a quick video by him. I'll probably have it up on the video right here. But he did show off some solutions he found for getting better articulation with this figure. So one thing you can do is move the legs all the way around. And you will stress the figure just a little bit, so be careful. Probably the other way, I think. I don't know. There we go. And you can get the figure into some really good leg poses like this. You can see that you get really much better articulation with the legs if you do that. And then the same goes for the other side. for splits. So you can get it into really good splits like this. It's the same practice for the going up and going back. Just be careful because you will stress this figure. You don't want to break your figures right after you get them. But yeah, that makes the articulation a lot better. I'm gonna get him into some poses and show you guys how it really looks with the poses and everything. Oh, really quick, I forgot about the Zone Cloud Scarf. So this is a separate piece, and it does peg. I'm not sure why they went for these kinds of pegs. You can see they're kind of blocking, and they go in like this into the shirt. There you go. And then the top half of the cloud is on ball pegs for to the bottom half. But one thing that I can probably see happening is that it gets loose and it's already it already tends to fall really easily. So that might be a problem later on in the future. But for what it is, it works just fine. Just one quick little note. When you're doing your poses, do the pose first and then put on the cloud scarf because you're gonna get a lot of trouble. But really quick, I'll show you some poses that you can do with this figure, just to see that it's not all bad. Once you get into some poses, you kind of see that, oh, this is a pretty good figure. If you can get it into some cool dynamic poses, then it did its job definitely. So here I have him in that gum lightning pose, which looks really great actually. I like the way this looks. So you can see I did incorporate that solution that guy came up with. You get a little bit of gapping, but I would trade the articulation for the way the figure looks in some places. And it looks really good. I like the way that this pose looks. It looks really great. And then here I got him into that pose where he's throwing the the lightning at Kaido. I really like this pose that he pulled in the manga. So I'm really happy you can get him into these kinds of poses. I forgot to put the cloud scarf. Definitely looks better with the cloud scarf on. But yeah, you can get him into these kinds of poses. They're not gonna be any problem. So that the articulation, it does have its gripes. It does have problems and stuff, but you can definitely work around them. As you can see here, these poses look awesome, and when you get him into the right poses, he looks like a really good figure. So the articulation, I don't know what to give it. If you know how to work around these kinds of figures with gimmicks like this, you can definitely see the bigger picture. And I mean, just working around this figure and everything, I've quickly liked it a lot more than when I first had my hands on it. Because I was a little bit frustrated trying to get this thing into poses that I wanted. But you can definitely get it into some good poses. So I'm gonna bump it down just for a little bit, just a couple points, because there are some very questionable design choices made with this figure. Not the best design choices. But I think I'm gonna have to give the articulation maybe. I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. It's decent. It's decent articulation. It's enough, but it does have its problems. And then here you can see you can get him into that pose where he's jumping past the moon. And it looks really great, honestly, especially from the side. It looks exactly like the manga. But you can see here that they didn't really do it justice on this promo picture here. But working around the figure, finding out how it really works, you can get it into some really good poses. So I'll say that much about the figure. Overall, I think it's a really good figure. maybe not my figure of the year so much anymore. I was disappointed by the articulation. I feel like they definitely could have done a lot better, especially with the legs. Not sure why they went with a different design. If the legs for the Onigashima Luffy work so well. You know, like for some people it worked okay. But mine didn't have that problem where the legs were falling off. But move like in terms of just pure articulation, I think the legs will work really great on the whatchamacallit, the Onigashima Luffy. But yeah, overall, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this figure maybe an 8.5 around there. Maybe I'm gonna stick with 8.5. It's a really good figure. It's a lot of fun to pose around. You do get frustrated just a little bit, especially with me, because I get frustrated easily. Especially when things aren't going my way. That's just how I am. But you can see you can get into some really good poses. There is some gapping here on his legs, but that's just the byproduct of the solution that I gave you guys. Courtesy of I can't get his name, something Weeboo TV or something like that. It'll be up here somewhere. And earlier in the video, I shouted him out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give the overall release an 8.5. It's a really good figure. It has its problems for sure. I believe nothing is perfect. Nothing can really be perfect. Everything has its flaws. This figure does have flaws. But I think this time around, especially the good really does outweigh the bad. It's a really good figure. It's so much fun to pose around. The accessories are great. The figure looks great. It works well enough. But like I said, if you can work around the figure and its flaws, you can get into some really good poses. I really like the way this figure came out. I feel so far it's definitely the best One Piece SH Figuarts in terms of just what you get for what you pay. I think that they did a really good job in the accessories and the sculpt and everything. But yeah, really good figure. If you're a One Piece fan, if you're collecting SH Figuarts, or if you're collecting this line specifically, go ahead and get it. It's a really good figure. But yeah, that was my review on the Luffy Gear 5 SH Figuarts. Question of the day: what is your favorite One Piece Luffy gear? Mine is Gear 2nd. It's always gonna be Gear 2nd, but Gear 5 follows in 2nd place. I love this figure so much. I give it some tough love, but it's a really good figure. I really love it. It'll look great on your shelf. By the way, it looks really good. But yeah, that was my review. Let me know what you guys think. If you have the figure or not, let me know if you're excited. It's a really great figure. It's very decent. It's decent enough for what it is. I'll probably have another video. I did get my Chun-Li action figure from Jada Toy, so that'll probably be up later today. But that's all I've got for you guys today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.